You've tried budgeting apps. You've told yourself, I'll start saving next month. You've read the articles, watched the videos, and you're still not saving enough. But here's what none of those videos told you. It's not a discipline problem. It's a neuroscience problem. Your brain was literally built to prevent you from saving money. And today, we're going to prove it and then break that program. I'm Karam, and this channel exists for one reason: to explain the neuroscience behind your money decisions. Not tips, not hacks, the actual biology. Because once you see what's running in the background of every financial decision you've ever made, it changes everything. So let's get into it. Why does saving feel so hard even when you desperately want to do it? Here's what's actually happening. Every time you spend money on something, a coffee, a new pair of shoes, anything, your brain releases dopamine. That's the reward chemical. Now, dopamine isn't released when you get the thing. It's released in anticipation of getting the thing. The scroll, the add to cart, the checkout, that's the dopamine spike. The moment it arrives at your door, dopamine drops and your brain immediately starts looking for the next hit. Now, here's the cruel part. Saving money produces the opposite signal. When you transfer $300 to savings, your brain processes that as a loss. The insula, your brain's pain center, actually activates. Neurologists at Stanford confirmed this in 2007. Spending feels like gain, saving feels like pain at the hardware level. This is why willpower alone will never fix this. You're asking a dopamine-seeking, loss-averse brain to voluntarily choose pain over pleasure every single month. Let's make this concrete. The average American household has $8,000 in credit card debt. Meanwhile, the average person says they want to save more. Those two facts coexist because wanting and doing are processed in different parts of your brain. The prefrontal cortex, your rational planner, says save. The amygdala in your emotional reactor says, but it hurts. And in a fight between logic and emotion, emotion wins 80% of the time. That's not a personal failing. That's neuroscience. Here's another data point. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon had subjects buy things with cash versus credit cards. MRI scans showed the insula, the pain center, lit up much more intensely when paying with cash. Credit cards literally reduce the pain of pain, which is why the average credit card holder spends 12 to 18% more per month than the average cash-only buyer. The pain signal is suppressed, the dopamine signal isn't. Now here's where it gets interesting, and this is the part most finance channels completely miss. The solution is not to become more rational. The solution is to hack the same dopamine system that's working against you. Here's what that looks like in practice. First, automation. When you automate savings, your brain never processes it as a loss. The transfer happens before your conscious mind gets involved. The insula never fires. This is why people who automate savings save 3 times more on average than those who try to manually transfer money. You're not overcoming the dopamine loop, you're going around it. Second, rename your savings accounts. This sounds absurd, but a study by a major bank found that people saved 31% more when their savings accounts had goal-specific names. Emergency fund versus new car fund versus freedom account, because now your brain attaches a dopamine hit to the idea of contributing. The goal becomes the reward. But there's a deeper layer here, and this is where the real leverage is. Your brain doesn't just respond to rewards and pain, it responds to identity. Specifically, you will always act in ways consistent with who you believe you are. If your internal identity is I'm bad with money, and most people's is because they've been told that since childhood, then every time you try to save, your subconscious will self-sabotage, not out of malice, out of identity consistency. The brain will manufacture reasons to spend, emergencies that require the savings, justifications that feel completely rational. The fix is identity level, not behavior level. Research by psychologist James Prochaska showed that lasting behavior change almost always follows a shift in self-perception, not discipline. The people who successfully save long-term don't try harder. They started saying, I'm someone who builds wealth, and their brain started making that true. This is the step no budgeting app can do for you. So here's your protocol. 3 steps based entirely on how your brain actually works. Step 1, automate immediately. Set up an automatic transfer to savings on the same day your paycheck lands. Start at 1% if you have to. The amount doesn't matter at first, the neural pattern does. You're teaching your brain that this is what you do. Step 2, name your accounts with goals. not savings. 6-month freedom fund. New car by June. Make the goal vivid. Your dopamine system needs a target to fire toward. Step 3. Do a weekly 5-minute wealth check-in. Not a budget review, a check-in. Open your accounts, see the number, close it. That's it. Research shows that people who check their accounts weekly accumulate savings 37% faster because awareness activates the prefrontal cortex. You're training the rational brain to become a stronger voice in the system. None of these require more willpower. They require understanding the system. Your brain is not broken. It's running the program it was given, a survival program built for scarcity, tuned for immediate reward. The good news is you can update that program, not with motivation, not with hustle, with neuroscience. If this reframed how you think about saving, that's exactly what this channel is here to do. Next week, we're going even deeper. Why your brain physically cannot process large numbers, and why that single quirk is costing the average person $47,000 over their lifetime. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop in the comments, what's the one spending habit your brain keeps pulling you back into? I read every single one. See you next week.